When we talk about the endocrine system, we mean the system that uses hormones to control slow but important changes in the body, like growth, metabolism, stress, response, and reproduction. And unlike the nervous system, which works through fast electrical signals, the endocrine system uses chemicals that travel through the blood to reach their target. And understanding how hormones work and how feedback controls them make it easier to see how the body keeps balance even when the environment changes. Hormones are chemical massagers made by endocrine glands, and they move through the bloodstream to reach specific organs or cells that have the right receptors for them. And a hormone cannot affect a cell unless the cell has a receptor that matches it, which keeps the system controlled and prevents signals from going everywhere. And even though hormones move slowly compared to nerve signals, their effects last longer and often guide long term processes in the body. The main endocrine gland include the pituitary gland, thyroid gland, adrenal gland, pancreas, and some others, and each one releases hormones that control different functions. And the pituitary gland is often called the master gland because it releases hormones that control many other glands, while the thyroid gland controls metabolism, and the adrenal gland helps manage stress and energy, and the pancreas controls blood sugar by releasing insulin and glucagon, which keeps glucose levels steady. Hormones travel through the blood, which means they can reach almost every part of the body, but they only affect cells that have the right receptors. And once a hormone binds to its receptor, it triggers a response inside the cell, which can change gene actively, increase energy use, or activate certain enzymes. And the body always makes sure hormone levels do not get too high or too low, because even small changes can affect many organs at once. The endocrine system works more slowly than the nervous system because hormones move through the blood instead of electrical signals moving through neurons. And the endocrine system is better for long term control, like regulating growth, metabolism, and reproduction, while the nervous system is better for fast responses, like movement and reflexes. And both systems work together to keep the body stable, which is why many processes involve signals from the brain as well as hormones from glands. Most hormone levels are controlled by negative feedback, which means the body adjusts hormone release based on the current level of the blood. And when something goes too high, the body lowers it, and when it gets too low, the body raises it. And a simple example is blood glucose, where insulin lowers glucose and glucagon raises it, and both keep the level within a safe range. And negative feedback keeps the system from overreacting or running out of control. A good example is the thyroid system, where the pituitary gland releases TSH to tell the thyroid gland to make thyroid hormones. And when these hormones rise to the right level, they signal the pituitary to slow down TSH release, and this loop keeps metabolism steady and prevents the thyroid from releasing too much hormone. And this pattern is used across many endocrine systems because it keeps the body stable without needing constant conscious control. Positive feedback is used when the body needs to push a process forward instead of controlling it gently. And in this case, the hormones stimulates more of the same action until the process is completed. And a clear example is oxytocin during the childbirth, where contractions trigger more oxytocin release. and the more oxytocin makes contractions stronger. And once the process ends, the loop stops because positive feedback is not meant for everyday balance. Hormone effects depend not only how many hormone is released, but also on how sensitive the targeted cells are. And this sensitivity depends on the number of receptors on the cell. And the cell can increase receptors to become more sensitive or decrease receptors to reduce sensitivity, which gives the body another way to control hormone effects. And this means two people with the same hormone level might respond differently depending on their receptor sensitivity. Endocrine glands do not work alone, and many of them form pathways where one gland controls another through stimulating hormones. And the hypothalamus controls the pituitary, and the pituitary controls glands like the thyroid, adrenal glands, and ovaries or testes, creating a chain of regulation that keeps the system organized. And this layered structure allows the body to fine tune hormone release based on stress, sleep, temperature, or the body's energy needs.